going over giving you an in-service on how to use uh, a lifting device to handle a patient fall recovery. So I have my 3 audience members today who I've provided with pamphlets on not only information on the raizer 2 lifting chair, but also statistics on falls and why you should prevent them. So the raizer 2 is a mobile battery-operated lifting chair that helps a person that's fallen to stand up to an almost upright and standing position in just a few minutes. The lifting aid can be also operated by a single person and requires no physical effort other than the push of a button. The way that it lifts a patient, it shows consideration for the importance of being helped up in a dignified and safe way. So what that means is this will lift the patient up easily, ergonomically, and it reduces the risk of any type of injury, strains of muscles, or possibly re-injuring the patient from trying to lift them up. It's very comfortable and secure for the patient, has a pretty good seat, and also has a seat belt for a little peace of mind in case they might be a little fidgety or just for any neurological issues. This causes no strain on the helper. In most hospital settings, the most common event leading to an injury is overexertion and bodily reaction from lifting or moving patients. So whenever you do see a patient that's fallen, your most quickest first instinct is to try to lift them up. But by doing that, you risk the possibility of hurting yourself or injuring the patient even further. The fallen person can feel, and the helper can feel safe using this device. It's very easy to clean. It's got low surface area, so you can wipe it down with disinfectant. You don't have to dispose anything, such as when dealing with like a Hoyer or a lifting device where you have slings that you have to dispose after the use, which can get quite expensive. So this is also, not only is it great for hospital or clinical settings, it's also great for residential and or ambulatory nursing facilities where PT or plenty of nursing staff or PT staff isn't available. So say overnight, whenever there's not a lot of people working, or you're just you and your spouse at home, you can use this device to lift a patient up or a person, family member up with just one person. So dealing with either in a physical therapy setting or a nursing setting, falls are going to be inevitable. So while some locations have set up specific measures to indicate that, such as socks, wristbands, bed alarms, a fall is bound to happen either way. So the more risk factors you have, the greater risk of falling, such as advanced age, recent hospitalization, poor vision, medical conditions, or limited flexibility. Diseases with muscular atrophy as a symptom or neurological issues can also weaken muscles about 2% per year, which sufferers may fall as frequent as 1 or 2 times per week. Lying on the floor too long and not being helped up also causes pressure ulcers. So not only that, if you have patients that have incontinence issues, that can also exacerbate those wounds and make it worse if they're lying there and they happen to deal with one of those types of issues. Another reason you want to get them up is to prevent dehydration. So say they've been lying too long and they're dehydrated and they need something to hydrate themselves. You can't really drink water or anything while you're lying supine on your back. So this will bring them up into a seated position where they can get properly hydrated. So there's no detriment to a patient while laying on the floor while you're assembling this around them. It's just whenever you get to the prolonged amount of time where it can cause injuries. So next, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to use this on a fallen patient.
Oh.
Awesome. So here we have our patient who's fallen. In a hospital setting, you'll hear a code yellow, which signifies that a patient's fallen. In a home setting, you could hear, the bed alarm or just the patient, yelling for help. So once you assess that they have no injuries and they're okay to lift up, we're going to go ahead and use this machine to get them up. So I'll begin by keeping mindful of body mechanics to make sure I'm not hunching over too much, and if I need to do anything that's on the patient level, I'm going to get down with the patient. So I'm going to begin by getting the seat set up under him, and then I'm going to put the backrest, which are color-coded and they insert with a click, so it's pretty simple and you can't mess it up. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna get these other portions. And everything's color coded, so it's pretty self-explanatory, and you can't mess this thing up. Get these last two on the bottom. And we'll go ahead and buckle them up for some peace of mind. Alrighty, we're gonna have you cross your arms like that, and we're gonna get you lifted up with a single push of a button. Oops, gotta take off the kill switch. And if the patient can't support their head, you can also hold their head for them while they lift up. And they shouldn't feel any pain, but if they get scared or do have any type of issues, you can go ahead and just stop by letting go of the button, or just keep going. Do you all remember the weight capacity for this device?
330 pounds.
Correct. Nice. There you go. So you can see here he's in a seated position. We can go all the way to a standing position if we wanted to. And the patient safely lifted up. We can transfer him now to a bed or to a wheelchair or wherever he needs to go. Do y'all know what the purpose, again, was for using this?
To prevent further injury for yourself and for the patient.
Correct. So that's pretty much it right there. Do y'all have any questions?
Yes, I have a question. Does height matter? Like if you're...
No, height doesn't matter. Just mostly does have a weight limit. If their legs are possibly too long or they're paraplegic or something, you can also guide their legs for them. So just to prevent any type of irregular movements when they're coming up.
Okay. Are there other attachments for that? Or accessories?
Accessories, yeah. I think online for this website they do have a head support accessory, and there's a carrying bag for like a crash cart if you're in a hospital setting to handle the falls. And any other questions? That's it. Was it comfortable and safe for you?
Yeah.
Felt good?
Yes, sir.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and show you my resources for my information right here. And then there you go. Cool.